I'm so excited to do this for you today. We're going to be doing a series of movements that help you wake up out of bed and feel amazing. So you'll start off in your bed. This is before you get out of bed. And what we're going to do is, let's see, you're going to lie down, and we're going to start off by bringing one leg up. Let me get a little closer so you can see my foot. We got Baxter in the background there. Okay, so you're in bed, you hold on to one leg. If it's too hard for you to grab that leg, you can use a towel. And we're going to go up and down with the leg. This is called lying leg extension. I'm lubricating the knee. I'm waking up the quadricep. I'm stretching out that hamstring. As I go, as my body allows, I'm pulling my toes down towards me and driving my heel. And that's just going to increase the intensity. We're pulling in all the fluids, we're pulling in the heat, we're pulling in the oxygen, all the nutrients to the cells. That wakes them up. Those are all the resources that they need to thrive. About 10 reps or so on each side. Honestly, I don't really count. What I do is I go by feel, and I go into it until it feels better. At first it's gonna feel stiff, it's gonna not feel good, and then it could even burn as you go, and just stop and rest. This is not to get a workout, this is to wake up the parts, lubricate the joints. Good, my toe is coming down towards me as I go, and I wake up and the parts loosen up. I pull the toes towards me more to make it more intense. Okay, that's lying leg extension. Now I go on to ankle extension, 3D ankle movements. We're pointing and flexing the ankle. Your upper body's relaxed. This can be done in the bed, on the floor next to the bed, on the grass at a park. And we're going to hold the toes towards you, then we're going to go laterally. So I'm rocking my foot laterally one way, laterally the other, as I keep my leg up as high as I can, just like that. And now I'm going to go circles. So about 5 reps or so in each direction, and change directions. And then we'll do the other side, pointing and flexing. At first, it's going to feel stiff and uncomfortable. You're going to feel the tight tissues being tugged on. That's not really a comfortable feeling. I'm pulling all the toes towards me, driving the heel. Now I'm going to hold the toes towards me and rock laterally. So I'm bringing my ankle into all the dimensions it can go in. This really helps with plantar fasciitis. So before you get on your feet, you go ahead and do these movements, and it's going to help the bottom surface of your foot. Change directions. Okay, now my hands come under my knees, and I'm going to circle my knees. Getting the hip sockets nice and juiced up, lubricated. My arms are doing the work. Change directions. This is a little bit more for the hips. Now when I bring my knees together, and I do it together, it's a little bit more for the lower back. Every time my knees come up, my lower back decompresses. Change directions. This doesn't feel great on the floor. So if you're on the floor, it might be good to have a towel or a mat underneath you. Take one foot across and then rotate and rotate. I put my arms out wide to give me some stability. Don't go any farther than your body feels comfortable going. So it's okay to truncate the range of motion, go in the speed that you feel comfortable with. And what's going to happen likely is over time, even in that session, or over time in weeks to come, your range will grow. But honor your body. See, I'm going to start small. I'm not going to go all the way. Especially if I'm having pain, I'm going to just listen to where my body wants to go. This is called back butt rotation. This is number 5. Okay, now I'm going to stop in the center. Feet are medium stance. We're going to go into a movement that's called a hip bridge that opens up the front of the hip. It activates the back of the hip and opens up the front of the hip. My feet are in medium stance, and I'm going to go about 5, 7 reps. Again, this is not about getting a workout. This is about waking things up. I'm going to hold at the top. My knees are going to go wide and narrow. I'm trying to keep my hips at the top of the range. Good. I'm holding the dog because somebody just drove up, and he's going to start barking in a second. Wide knees, hips go up and down. Stay here, Bax, okay? Good boy. Just like that. Now I'm going to go back to medium knees, one hip up, other hip up. So this simultaneously connects your brain to your buns, and opens up the front of the hip. So we work the back of the hip as we're opening up the front of the hip. Go down, hands into the knees, stay here. Okay, stay here. Hands into the knees, flush it out. Change directions. Okay, we're gonna end with what's called fetal position stretch. I'm on my side, and I'm gonna go here. My knees are at 90, my hips are at 90. The numbers don't matter on this. And then come here, Baxter, stay here. Turn your face right and left. Just like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and bring my top knee past the bottom knee. Just like that. I'm gonna hold on to the top leg and I'm gonna push down as I turn my body the opposite way, about 3 times. Press and twist. Hands behind the head. Use the arms to lift the head to the chest. My neck isn't doing any work. I'm letting my arms do all the work. And then I'm gonna finish with my hands here and I'm gonna go down and turn into it. That's called the fetal position stretch. You can do any part of that or not. We'll move on from there.